What's going on here? What's going on? About to send this link out. Then we're going to go ahead and get started. What's going on, y'all? We're currently in this trade right now. Let's see if we can hit this first TP real quick. It's not a little jank, but like I said, the Wi-Fi has been garbage. Let's see if we can fix it though. All right, we just hit TP1. Let me let the members know. Make sure to like the live, y'all. Hop up in here, y'all. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. The members, we hopped in this trade. Was a little bit late to the start of the stream because I was looking at the charts. I wasn't on the charts last night because I was getting things ready for the webinar today. By the way, y'all make sure to read this and click that link if y'all interested. Webinar is dropping. We're doing that live on Zoom today at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. EST. All right. But I was getting that stuff ready. And then while on the charts did some movements last night. We're going to break that down in a second, but the charts actually did some movements last night. NAS100, not so much, right? NAS100 was pretty much dead all day, as we can see. And again, like I was telling the members of students yesterday, there was nothing we can do about that. We can't control the movements, right? We can't control when there's an uptrend. We can't control when there's a downtrend. We can't control when there's high volume or low volume. Nothing like that. What's going on, Doug? I see you up in here. All right. Same thing with GU. We went for the GU setup. Y'all was in the live. We hit TP3 live, right? Then we retraced, failed to hold that support, rejected, came back down to this level. And then we see here 1030 consolidated for a few hours, right underneath this level. But then once volume picked up, it did the exact move we was looking for. This is what I'm talking about. Understand what's happening, you follow the flow of price. This is why I always talk about move at selling profit, don't let winners from the losers. Because I got wicked out of here, so I made some bread. But again, I know it was in the uptrend, right? And again, members, we watched the Sunday, not the Sunday chart, we watched the New York price watches yesterday. Even said we're still looking for buys because we're still in the uptrend. So imagine if we would have went for sells here after price rejected this level. We would have fell for a fake out liquidity sweep instead of understanding we're in the uptrend still and continue to look for buys. We could have either went for buys here, right? And then last night, price again broke this resistance level. Again, we was talking about this in yesterday's live stream, how we need to see 30.05 broken and held that support. We see price rejected this level. We see last night price broke and held that support. So now we're going to be looking for continued buys. We're either going to be looking for buys on GBPUSD. We can hold 34.45 as support, or price can retrace and retest and maintain the whole 34.05 as support. We can look for buys. But also, if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, like I always say, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. And on Monday's London Session Live, what did we talk about with GU? We talked about how we was in the uptrend, but we needed to break this resistance level. And look what price did yesterday and last night, right? Monday, price rejected this resistance level. And then we see yesterday and last night, we're making new higher highs, right? We broke this high to the left. So now for the uptrend to continue, we're going to need to maintain and hold 34.45 as support. Again, it's just all about following the flow of price, y'all. All about following the flow of price. We're going to be breaking that down as well as a lot more in the webinar later on tonight. So again, make sure to hit that first link in the description, join free Zoom and free Telegram. Click that link, watch that video, register for the Zoom, and I'm going to see y'all in there tonight, y'all. So we're in GN right now. We just hit TP1. Let's see if we can take out these highs to the left and keep on pushing. If we can maintain a whole 26.15 as support, again, we talked about this on yesterday's live. We can look for continued buys. Kind of similar thing, like we talked about with GUs, kind of trying to take place with GN. Right, we had right here this level. Now, when price held that support, we had the uptrend continue, but we also see here that is the same level when the downtrend failed to continue to push down, to push back up, rejected. So we also see how price has been playing around and reacting here last week and this week. So we need to turn this resistance level into support for the uptrend to continue. But this is also why, again, we're going to talk about it tonight, right? But this is why again you want to follow the playbook, because if you look to the left, we don't see. Let's go on a naked chart, because I know there's a lot of lines and you confuse some people, right? But even when we look at a naked chart, again, we don't see any lower lows, so there's no reason to look for sell. Like I always talk about any of my trade breakdowns, everything showing us buys, only look for buys. Everything showing us sells, only look for sells. And again, see a higher low, higher high. You see here, last time price failed to hold this low as support. This time price held this low as support, which is why we went for buys earlier this week, last week, and we're looking for buys as far as today's concerned, right? And again, look at this day right here. This was Tuesday the 29th. We go into our actual marked off charts. And we go to Tuesday the 29th. Pretty sure we took a buy setup that day. Let's find out. Yeah, we did, right? So again, that's what we see right here. We went for the buy setup. Price failed to break that resistance level, hold that support. And now again, this level that was being struggling to be held as support, we went for buys last week and this week on, and we're looking for continued buys right now. Let me see what's going on with my music. I know I was cooking, but what the heck? Why did it pause out of nowhere? That was weird. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. We're nice and in profit on this GP New Zealand setup right now. Make sure to like the live too and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're just around the corner from 3,600 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Where my phone? Here it is. Let me go ahead and let the members know. We just hit the next TP. Gold ended up getting off as well. We're gonna be looking for buys on gold. We're no longer looking for sells. We talked about this in the Sunday chart analysis as well. We're back in buy territory. So we can look for buys here. If gold can maintain and hold 33.10 as support, 33.08 as support, we can look for buys going up to 33.28. We're going to need to hold that low as support for the uptrend to continue. So we got a few setups we're looking at. We had GP news pop off about an hour ago. As far as today's concerned, New York session and Tokyo session, we got no high impact news. So again, we're just simply waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. Let's see if we can keep on pushing here. I like how it's looking so far. I like how it's going so far. And then I got my alerts on GU. Let's see what GU does for us. New 5 minutes about to pop up. Those just joined the stream. We just hit TP2 on this. We're looking for buys. We do got a little bit of work to do, but with volume, we can make a new higher high get made today. Again, if GP New Zealand can hold 26.15 as support, we can see buys going up to 26.75. All right. We took buys and took a similar setup on Monday. But we just failed to break this resistance level as well as hold this level as support. So we're going to see if today we can do so. Again, it's been kind of a choppy week. Nothing we can really do about that. But we're going to let this thing ride out and play out. We're also going to be looking at possible GBPUSD buys. Again, the GU can hold 34.45 as support. We can look for buys going back up to 34.70. And then NAS and gold, I'm not going to really mess with right now. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When I'm looking at the charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for y'all selves. I keep losing my phone. Here it is. Also, just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. I got a new video dropping for y'all today as well. So make sure to have y'all's notice on and be ready for that. I'm gonna cuss my Wi-Fi people out today. He's getting out of hand. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a couple minutes. Again, there is no news tonight, so I'm just waiting for volume or confirmations to be met. But a lot of these charts kind of stuck at levels of traffic. We're trying to continue or pick up on trends, right? IGU, we just finally broke out of this consolidation that we was stuck in literally for a month, right? This was April the 21st. Today's May 21st. So we literally just broke out of that last night. GN, we're still waking up a little bit, but we see more progress than we did a couple weeks ago. But again, we just can see on the charts it's very, very choppy, very wicky on the top and bottoms. We look at NAS100, same thing, right? So again, the markets are like this every now and then. So when the markets are like this, all the more reason to, again, not over trade, not over leverage. When you are in profit, when you see that green or blue, make sure to keep an eye on your charts. Don't let winners turn to losers, and just be patient, right? Because again, these big moves are going to come again, but this is just like with long-term investing, right? Like when everybody was freaking out when Bitcoin and the stocks were retracing, everybody was calling it a crash because people think these are supposed to just smoothly just continue to go one way, right? Like volume is going to slow down at some point. Trends are going to change at some point. So you just got to understand what's happening and stay cool, calm, and collected. So we're going to let that thing play out right there. Again, I'm mainly just paying attention to GU and GN right now. I do have alerts on NAS and gold, so when those alerts do go off, then I'll start paying attention to them. But for right now, the only ones that are like at close or decent positions is GN and GU right now. What's going on, Jordan? I see you up in here. All right, new 15 just popped up. Appreciate you. Ain't no problem. I appreciate you. This is why I do it. Yeah, gold barely missed my retest that I was looking for. Barely missed my retest. priced in and hold this low as support, so we simply don't enter. Again, that's why you just gotta be patient, stick to your rules. You always don't just go for a break or price just touchy. You always want to wait for that retest. But yeah, volume is just fucking trash right now. Then there's nothing we can do about that. We hit TV2 on GN. Now we're kind of sitting back on this level right here. Yeah, we got a lot of retracement going on. To be fair, GU did do a big move last night. So we can't look for a buy set up here. We'll look for a buy set up here. Yeah, but depending on how today plays out, I might be on the charts. Well, let me see what we got going on tonight. Damn, I might still be on the charts Tokyo session tonight, see what's going on. So after the webinar and the free training or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna go into the charts, the Tokyo session, depending on how today plays out. Because last night there was a decent move during Tokyo session, and the New York session yesterday was kind of garbage. So we'll see how today plays out. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Gotta do 5 minutes, about to pop them in a little bit. So again, as far as the use concerned, we're either looking for price to hold this lower support and go here, or we're looking for price to hold this lower support and looking for buys like that. Either way, we're looking for buys on this. We barely missed the retest on this gold buy setup. And then NAS is still trying to figure its life out. No worries, you always understand. You gotta look at, you gotta what's the word? You gotta look at the bright side of things. Day trading wise, forex markets, right? Volume slow and trash. But when we look at our crypto and stock portfolios, and by the way, I want y'all all to look at your crypto portfolios right now. We're up on those, right? So the markets day trading wise are kind of trash right now, but stocks and crypto were up. So it's like, can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. But this is why I always talk about, don't be scared to get whipped out of the trade, because it's not going to be every single time that a trade is not going to retrace and just do the full move, right? Sometimes it's going to be retracements, and then sometimes when price does retrace, it's not going to hold, right? And GE was a perfect example of that. You see what I'm saying? We have perfect example of that with GE and Friday and on Monday night, going Sunday night into Monday, right? We went for this GE setup on Friday. We consolidated. When it retraced, went back to our entry, respecting held this low as support, right? And then, was able to catch that full move. But then when we look at GU, when it retraced, it did not hold as low by support. It wasn't until later on that it broke back above and then it did the move we was looking for. You see what I'm saying? So again, we can assume what price is most likely going to do, but we don't know what price is going to do until it does it. So that's why it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups and thinking about what's most likely going to happen, as well as sticking to your trading plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know price is at this price right now, but when price and I see price retracing, but I don't know until price does it if that retracement is going to be a retest and continue pushing my direction, or if it's going to retrace and then hit my stop loss, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit though. Bitcoin barely missed the all-time highs last night. It hit like 108. It almost hit the all-time highs last night. Like I said, I got a Bitcoin update dropping for y'all this week. If y'all didn't see the previous Bitcoin Ethereum Solana update, everything's going as projected, of course, on all the stock and crypto videos I talked about and posted. But until I do an up-to-date analysis, what I probably won't until we hit the all-time highs again, make sure to check out. Let me find it first, right? Yeah. Me too. Me too. Right. And I know everybody, and I'm talking about friends, family members, people I just got on social media. I know they all punching the air right now for everybody that bought crypto late and then freaked out and sold. I hate to be that I told you so person, but also don't hate to be that I told you so person. But I was telling everybody, I said, buy. If y'all bought early, if y'all bought late as hell, don't sell, but be ready for a retracement because you're late to the party. Again, honestly, the meme coin shit kind of ruined crypto. It's like they always find some way to ruin the image of shit that can actually make you some money, right? Because like back in the day, when Bitcoin was like 30K, 60K, people didn't want to really hear about it because that's what scammers and drug dealers use to send money and not be traced. That's sketchy, right? Then when we hit 60K, like we talked about before, What happened after we hit 60K? It was when they hit 70K. Then they started promoting the hell out of it, right? On the Super Bowl, they started promoting the hell out of it. They got all these arenas, all this shit. And then that's when, right before it retraced. So then everybody saw the hype, bought, and then it crashed, quote unquote. Everybody lost money. Then we go to this year, right? Well, last year, crypto pumping, doing cool. Again, the halving happened in April. It was either April last year. I think it was April last year. Right? I told y'all, look, shit's about to get real. Get y'all some crypto. I told y'all. Then we hit 60K. I mean, we was already at past 60K. Then we hit 100K, right? And when we was approaching 100K, what was happening? It was doing all this meme coin shit, right? Meme coin has been a thing, but like all this meme coin trading shit went viral. Everybody. So like, I literally saw a video, and you know that's why I make these videos, because it's just a lot of bad information. It's either people just, this is what people do on the internet, right? They open their phone, they go to the camera, and they just start talking. Now, whether they're talking about shit they know about or just talking to talk, that's another conversation. But I wish I saved it so I could have made a video on it. I literally saw this post where this dude was talking about, yeah, you know, crypto's a scam, like crypto's not sustainable, you know, all this meme coin trading. I said, bro, you can't say crypto and then meme coin trading and act like meme coin trading or meme coins is the entirety of crypto. But that's what a lot of people think, surprisingly. Like, so, you know, it's like there's always some bullshit around the good shit to get the folks lost in the sauce. But again, that's why we stick to the playbook. Now, GA looks like we might hit SL, but we hit TP2 before that happened. And again, it's not like I risked half my account. We're still up for the week, still up for the month. And most importantly, I understand what the market conditions are, so I'm not tripping or upset. Because again, there's no fucking volume. So there's no volume. Unless volume picks up, you can't really do too much. You know what I'm saying? Can't really do too much when there's no volume. Like I said, the volume is slow and dead on the Forex side. But I'm on my stock and crypto portfolio like crazy. I've been following along. Y'all should be up on stock and crypto portfolios this week. Got some. I got a new video dropping today for y'all. I don't know if it's gonna be a stock video though, because like I said, like the way I do my stock and crypto videos is not like I gotta update it every day, because like I give like at least like a weekly projection, not like for the month. You know what I'm saying? So unless something crazy happens, then we go from there. But I also don't want to talk about like a bunch of stocks or a bunch of cryptos, and y'all have like a whole portfolio, but each coin or stock is only like 2% of your portfolio, right? We want to still have a kind of balance. We'll see what happens from there. But again, y'all, there's no news today. There's no news at all today, so we're just simply just waiting for volume. That's literally it. We're just simply waiting for volume. As far as setups today, I'm not really messing with NAS. We're still bullish, but we got a little bit of work to do, right? So we're either going to be retracing, about to retest 21,200 to see if we can hold 21,200 as support, which is what we're looking for. We're looking to see if we can hold 21,200 as support, because we really haven't held it as support, right? We see price just blew through that level. So we're going to see if we hold that as support, or like yesterday, we're going to see if we can maintain and hold 21,360 as support. If so, we can look for buys going to 21,500. Gold, we was talking about this yesterday. We could look for buys if we broke above and held 32.86 as support. We was looking for sells if we could have held this low as resistance or this low as resistance. Obviously, we didn't, which is again why we wait for retest confirmations. We don't just pull the trigger because price tapped the level. Because if we would have went for sells here, y'all saw the Tuesday live, which is unnecessary loss, right? We would have went for sells here, not waiting for the retest, which is unnecessary loss. And look at this volume, right? And last night, like I said, the news been happening during Tokyo's session, which I'm not too surprised about, but I just haven't been trading it lately because I've been making my money in London and New York session. But because of the market conditions, depending on what today does, you got a bunch of news London session tomorrow. So depending on what today does, I might be on the charts Tokyo session. I'm trying to catch a setup. We got a fuck ton of news tomorrow. But at the same time, with that news, it'd be nice if we had some volume kick in so we can get back to our regularly scheduled programs. Because after this week, we are going into the last week of the month. Like I always talk about, the first and last week of the month, particularly the tougher weeks to trade. But we'll just have to wait and see. And we're about tomorrow, Wednesday. We're about to take right. So we got gold and GU tracing, about to see if we can maintain all these levels. Then we got GN trying to figure his life out. Again, we hit TP2. With someone wanting to see if we can take these highs out to the left. We failed to do so. So we're about to see if we can push back up or if we're just going to be stuck in this range of consolidating mess for another day or another week. Right? At some point, it's going to have to break out of this. At some point, volume's going to kick in and it's going to have to continue going up and down. Can't just range and consolidate forever. We have slowly been breaking out of it, which is why we started going back for GPUs in the setups. Because again, you can see here, we didn't trade this literally like for like 2-3 weeks, just simply because of the shitty market conditions. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Again, make sure to hit that first link in the description or the free signal from Telegram. Scroll up a little bit. I am doing a free training today, all right, at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. EST. Make sure to read all the details. Click this link right here. Watch that video. Sign up and register. All right, I'm gonna be breaking down all that stuff. I'm not gonna talk about it because a lot of shit. But read it, right? And at the end of the training, there will be time for Q&As. Okay, so, and then of course, like during it, I might have moments where I'll let y'all, talk in chat or type in chat or ask questions. But it's definitely going to be at the end, the Q&A and all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. We're about to see what this next 5 minutes looks like. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok too, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Post every day on both pages. All right, so we're going to see if we can hold these levels here. We got a new 5 minute about to pop up. And if you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. I'm looking at chart in the chat. We definitely need to hold these levels here for the uptrend to continue. That's what we're watching here. Because retracing is fine, but we need to hold these levels here. So we're going to see if we can hold this level. Yeah. All right, y'all. So again, we are bullish on here. We did do a big move last night, but we retraced a decent amount. Again, for the uptrend to continue, we're not going to only have to maintain 34.05 as support. We're going to have to break back above and hold 34.45 as support. So as long as we can maintain 33.75 as support, I would still look for buys. But like I said, this thing's retracing hard right now. So we're going to see if we can hold these levels because the retrace here failed to hold. So we're going to see if we can hold this level here. Gold, we're going to be looking for buys. As long as we can maintain the hold 32.86 as support, we can look for buys. But we need to hold 33.30 as support for the uptrend to continue. So right now, if we can hold 33.08 as support, we can look for buys going to 33.26. And NAS100, we're still bullish, but again, it's just low volume right now. We have no news today, so we're still going to be looking for buys as long as we can respect and maintain 21.190 as support. But again, last time we rejected this level. So just pay attention to the charts, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Again, make sure to hit that first link in the description on free signal for your Telegram. Make sure to scroll up and read this. We're doing a free training today, later on tonight at 5 p.m. EST. Make sure to read that, click the link and all that good stuff. Make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis for this week. Got a new video drop for you later on today. Dropped a video for y'all yesterday on YouTube. So make sure to check out all the videos. All playlists are up to date. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, playmaker_way. TikTok, _playmakerway_. Post every day on those pages as well. Yeah, we're going to see what today is looking like, y'all. We're going to see what today is looking like. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. And y'all, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 a.m. EST.